busy. Oh, Barry Trump. Oh, I do, yeah. Yeah, well, let's get to it, shall we? Barry Trump. Oh, I'll tell you who it's buried. It's Tesla. Yes, Elon Musk Tesla has been pretty much buried, you could say. President Xi is saying he wants to be close to Putin, but not too close. Now, these tariffs are affecting Thailand. The debate of Thailand is not too great. I don't know what else we've got going on here. Goodbye to Temu and Shein in the US they're stopped sending. Stop shipping orders. Goodbye to Temu and Shein in the US. Stop shipping orders and cut spending on platforms like Meta and Google due to the end of the Minimi. Oh yeah. Minimi. Okay, what is Minimi? Minimi is the minus of the Minimi. It's the orders that you probably want to be buying that are literally under $800, and they're not subjected to tariffs, or at least they weren't. They are now, because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Oh dear. There we go. I've still got a long way to go. This help. A long way to go. Hello, do I sound like a Dalek? Really exterminate. I hope. Is it really that bad? Audio's very poor. It's going to be very loud because I've got big running. Right, got the red stand as far as I can take them. I've got my depth stick over there, which looks like a Trump cross. It's going to be like how deep I've got to go. That's at 1.2 metres. They say 6 foot deep, don't they? Trump. Depends whether or not you're going to bury him upright or not, I suppose. There we go. That's making it worse. Okay. I think it's too noisy to hear. It was bad earlier. I'll see if I get one there. Right. Stupid away, there we are. I thought early today I was a little... I didn't have any comments to say that before. Oh, what's going on now? I feel better. Right. That's making it worse. Okay. Let's see how we get on. So... China's saying that they might be close to Vladimir Putin, but not necessarily that close. I think with China, they're just trying to keep all their options open, aren't they? You know, they want to maintain the ability to trade, so they want to try and keep their everything open and without any obstructions. This is obviously where the tariffs are pretty much a trade embargo for the China. And Shein and Temu well, maybe our prices are so high, need to say what sort of, you know, the problem is when you've got buying little tiny things for Shein. And yeah, okay, I think Temu's like your minimum order of 20 euros in Europe. I don't know about in the United States. So you get free postage. It makes it, it's just not viable, you know. And Temu, for instance, have actually been stocking up, it's a vibration, isn't it? I wanted that earlier. Okay. It's attached to a rubber band, so the hunting bit of it, man. It doesn't do. No settings, I don't know all this time like speaking to a fan. I can be just...
Microphone, alright? Microphone unplugged. So let's try without that on. That was working earlier, but obviously not now. Let's try it now. It's upright, I know, yeah, I'm the right way round. I'll turn the phone the right way round. Let's put a bit of soil on this side. Got that baby soil, is it? Topsoil first. You don't sound like Bobby Kennedy anymore. Thank goodness. Oh, okay, that was the microphone. Wasn't very happy. Bobby Kennedy. Oh, and he got like fibromyalgia in his throat or something. Because I got fibromyalgia and my voice has changed quite considerably. But I found something that's really helped recently, and I never thought I'd say it, but it's a vape. No nicotine or anything, just menthol. So I get a lot of like guitar and stuff on my vocal cords. So if I have a problem, I just have to take a few puffs of that and it clears it for a bit. So sometimes when I'm making videos, I'll use that before I make the video. But don't worry, but you know, Bobby Kennedy, he's got your back regarding autism. He's going to find the cure. First of all, he's going to find out what's going on. He's going to find what causes autism. Yeah, you're right. Scientists are saying, well, it's not realistic. It's surprising, isn't it? And that's if they can find any scientists now, because it looks like the European Union are headhunting scientists. Yes, brainy people. People with big foreheads. Brainiacs. Let's see if we can go ahead. All this excavation for one little house, just to put a foss in. But I suppose it is environmental, apart from the destruction of the land. They say the water's drinkable when it gets to this part. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to. I don't fancy that. There's no big foreheads in that regime, no. Well, there isn't. No brainiacs in the Trump regime, because that's exactly what it is. It's not an administration, it is a regime run by probably the KKK. And at the end of the day, ISIS being run by supremacists, white supremacists, Stephen Miller and people like that, and cosplay Christy Gnomes, all those people who are quite happy to make your lives misery. And then you had that mayor the other day. He was arrested, and he came in Baraka or something. Mayor Baraka. He was arrested. He was only standing there as well. He wasn't even doing anything. And all of a sudden, ICE were there and didn't say anything. And all of a sudden, they got the place got kind of like raided by a load of ICE people, who make the situation a lot more aggressive. Dox the baggers, I say. Dox them all. Let the families know who these people are. Take off their masks. Put a little bit of topsoil over here. Well, a little bit of some topsoil in there. There isn't much topsoil on this land. With that digger, MAGA will learn they are not on solid ground. No. Let's do it. Yeah. The MAGA is a serious problem. Until you change that attitude, you're hiding to nothing, I reckon. Unfortunately. These people are just, well, they've lost their fucking minds, haven't they? Cross that you see is basically 1.2 metres depth. So I've only really got to follow the lie of the land because we're on a hill. We're going to fall. Oh, my poor son, look at him trying to level the hole that he dug yesterday. He did well. He's never used a digger before. Or his own diggers, so it's like riding a bike really. You don't get me wrong, I'm not the best digger driver in the world. As you can probably see. Let's get that little scoop out there. I like it, boy. Bit of soil in there, topsoil shit. Try and speed up a little bit really because we've got quite a lot to do before tomorrow because the digger's been picked up tomorrow. It's a hired digger, you see. They delivered yesterday morning. So there's a weekend hire. I found it quite interesting to see the talks going on between Canada and the European Union. I think that's actually very interesting. I think a good all-rounder that could open up more products from Canada to Europe and vice versa. You know, it opens you up to more cheeses and different sorts of dairy products. You know, get more variety. But, you know, and vice versa, you know, I think it'd be quite good all round, you know. And also, there's history there, isn't there, you know. Obviously you got France, what have you, you got a common language there. Good. The thing about Mark Carney, we like him, and I think that helps. And there's a leader that people can relate to and understand where they're coming from, and you can appeal to you. Their ideals sort of appeal on a level peg with yours, in a level playing field where you can kill. Kind of, you feel more confident and more comfortable in a trade deal. But when you've got somebody like Donald Trump who is quite happy to change terms of a deal at the drop of a hat, you know, you don't feel that he's one to be trusted. Okay, that is a bit of clouds, a bit on top of there. Topsoil. how can you really do a trade deal, well, of any description with somebody like Donald Trump? There's like, for instance, the UK trade deal, which isn't even a trade deal, it's just literally more of a memorandum to say that we're going to talk about having a trade deal. And it's just Donald Trump basically trying to satisfy his, to quell the criticisms. So it's not a trade deal, nothing's been signed, or is likely to be, especially at this stage. You can't have a trade deal when you don't know the details of it, can you? 90 trade deals in 90 days? Is that what you're saying? Really? That ain't gonna happen, is it? This is really hurting the US businesses, especially small to medium enterprise, resellers, drop shipping. Now we felt that in the UK regarding drop shipping after Brexit, you see, because all of a sudden we couldn't do what we were doing before. There's certain rules that had to apply, and because the VAT had to be all paid and all those sort of things, we could no longer do drop shipping on the Amazon platforms, because technically speaking you have to have a VAT number for every country you're selling in, which just literally just complicated things considerably. So it's not helpful. We have all these anomalies, all these things that make it harder, more complicated to trade. So Brexit, hurt the UK terribly, and the United States and its tariffs is doing pretty much the same. And all these small businesses who are doing drop shipping, they can't get their products from China or have them shipped directly from China to the customer. Who pays the tariff? All we know is the customer now. Donald Trump might say otherwise. They might want to try and get Amazon to not to list the tariff cost in the listings when they are, because people are still stupid enough to believe what Donald Trump is saying regarding these tariff costs. Oh, you don't pay the tariffs, it's China that pays the tariffs. Oh yeah, really, okay. Is that how it works, is it? There's so many instances now where people they're finding it a little bit expensive. Now we did as well for British citizens who wouldn't send things to their family in the EU. Their families were getting bills at the gate. I've had to pay shipping and import dues. And you're literally at the gate, write a check out for the post office because a family member sent something. My son did it. He sent us something that cost, the value of it was like 17 quid. You see, it isn't just the potential tariff, even though it's tariff free. It was the fees involved. That's better. There's still fees. There's still VAT. See, the VAT is obviously value added tax. So for us here in France, it's the TVA. And that's it, they're all costs to do business, And all those tariffs get added onto absolutely everything at the end for the customer. I messed that one up, didn't I? Straighten that out there a little bit. Try to speed up a little bit now so it's getting a little bit more untidy. I don't know if it's actually cost effective. Come on, get out of there, you. Now. I've still got the crap in the bucket. That's what happens when it gets wet, you see. Let's see if we can get that out of there. That's it. So this is literally the pipe. It's just to feed to the sand filter. If it wasn't the fact it had to be to the bottom of the sand filter, to the soakaway wouldn't have to be as deep as this. You just need to be able to bury the pipe effectively. You know, you meet it down a bit enough. Because this has to be at the bottom of the sand filler. Not quite to Australia yet. Not just yet. Pork markets! Oh, blimey. Hello, Gingers. Still digging? Yeah, got quite a lot to do today. Hello, Mad Monk. Enjoy your streaming, Billy Kershaw. Dig, boy, mate, dig! We're digging for oil, we are. The thing is, all these people go, oh yeah, you reduced the price of your oil. Well, you know, the world markets set the price of the oil. Now, there's a lot of criticism in the UK by parties like Reform and regarding environmental energy, such as you know, renewables, like the wind turbines, and oh, it costs too much. They get all these subsidies, blah 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 blah. You know, but you see, energy, it's all wrapped up into one basket. Like, for instance, electric, gas prices and all that sort of stuff. They're all set by whoever pays the most. It goes into the marketplace. It's literally bid on, and then whoever ends up paying the most, that sets the price of the energy. And the stupidity of it all is that the like eco-fuels and renewables all get price jumped, so stuck in the same bucket, even though it's much cheaper to produce. The way we price the fuel, that's what we've got to change. Otherwise, we're just paying a shitload more than we need to for. And where's the money go? Yeah, for the energy than what we need to. Like I say, where's it go? It goes to all the companies, the corporations and shit. They're the ones who make all the money. So we're paying more money for your energy, and it's just going into the pockets of the energy companies. And it's not the value of the fuel. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Someone's energy needs. I think if you are producing your own energy, like for instance North Sea gas in the UK, well then to me, I'm not an expert on this, but to me it just makes sense that you should have your own internal market for your own fuel, and then whatever you got left over, you end up then just put it onto the world market. But these companies, you say, are so bloody greedy. They just want to get as much money as they possibly can out of the buyer. In this case, it's the customer, isn't it? I've been putting them up closer now to the ditch because I was thinking, so hang on, why is it so, where he started? Why is it so far away from the actual trench when you've got to put some of that back in? All this excavation just so you can have a poo. One little 3-bedroom house. Well, it's quite a big house actually. biggish. Typical French sort of farmhouse. Well, it's actually a barn actually. Apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently this was, they used to press rapeseed oil here years ago. That's what it used to be, a rapeseed farm. In this bit for the area, obviously. There'd been a lot more land with the house, and the barns. One of the things I found really crazy, I was working at a place at Bacton Gasworks, and I regularly went there, go for all the checks, you know, you have to they scan your vehicles, make sure you got no bombs underneath, you know, stuff like that, and make sure you're not a terrorist, basically. At Bacton Gasworks. Anyway, I had to do what you think of like a health and safety course there before I did anything at all. And you have to refresh it every so often. Anyway, I was doing this course in front of all these computer screens and stuff, and the distribution screens were in front of me. Yeah, basically a great big screen with loads of lights and stuff like that on it, you know. And it basically demonstrated or mimicked the pipework. The pipework going across the channel, which went to from Bacton to Belgium. Now, what I didn't know, and I thought I thought it was a little bit disgusting because it's greed again. They pumped fuel, gas, through Belgium, right, and then sent it back again in the other direction. What they were doing is they were actually hyping the market, or pumping the, I don't know what you'd call it, basically pushing the market higher. So effectively they're bidding for gas they've already sold and buying it back again, pushing the market value up. So if you wonder why you get your energy costs so much, it's because these people are basically corrupt. And I'm sure the governments know what's going on, and yet they don't do nothing about it. So they're complicit. I was wondering why the energy costs are higher than they need to be. That is probably one of the reasons why. Corporations making shitloads of money. Now, one of the people who worked at the site, he wasn't there that day, but the people who work there are allowed to buy shares in energy and what have you, which seems a little bit, how to put it, unethical. A bit like Donald Trump with his meme coin. They make a lot of money just overnight, because they know what's happening with the market, don't they, you know, or with the supply. Just a bit wrong. We need much tougher legislation right across the board. How far have I got to go? Oh God, I've still got a long way. They pretty much told us where we've got to put it. The last bit, the soak away. It'll be funny that this trench here is a soak away. Tommy got all your gravel and stuff in it. There's a lot of excavation. Here's a pickaxe. I'm on the digger. He did alright with a digger, but he isn't the neatest person with a digger. I'll say I'm not an expert. Not anymore anyway. It's one of them things you got, you know, yes. It's a bit like riding a bike, you get your hang of it quite quickly. They've got servo controls, basically got these two levers, right, one in each hand, which they effectively work in 4 ways. So take the cross on each lever. Plus I've got buttons on my right hand as well. They all do different jobs. And I've got a pedal on the floor that does my, there's the yaw of the jib. Skews the jib. But you get to a point with it where you don't actually think about it, it kind of comes natural to you, you kind of just do it. Like when you drive the car, you know, you're not thinking about driving the car. Well, I suppose you are, but I hope you are. Yeah. You won't crash into something, boys. I'm sure if you're driving a Tesla, I'm sure you think, oh my god, any moment now it's going to catch a light. Oh, Navarro and Lutnick called tariffs tax breaks. What? How are they tax breaks? They are a tax. Have they said that today? Oh my Gideon. And Lutnick talked about it being up Trump's butt. Up his old chocolate starfish. That is. Painful, I suppose it would be if you have a chocolate starfish, but anyway, just watch these people. I saw some, I can't remember what it's for now, there's a video clip of Trump sitting at a desk, people coming to see him, who weren't in the Oval Office, as I say, based somewhere, and they were kneeling. What the hell? In front of him. What's that? What? Really? How humiliating. It's like you're kneeling to your god or your Emperor Trump. So that's not quite right about that, you know. But you know, Bernie Sanders, the president that you should have had, is right. But the oligarch, he's been saying it for decades, pretty much from the late 80s. He's been talking about that, in schools and that as well, yeah, universities and stuff talking about it. The ultra rich manipulating the markets for their own interests. Make money that they don't need. Sit in a bank account doing nothing. Hoarding money. So it's not working, it's not actually creating anything. I'll get my stick in a minute and make sure I'm not going too deep again. So when I get to the soakaway, it's got to be 1 metre deep by 10 metres long, or 2 lots 10 metres long, and 70 wide. So I'll probably change the bucket for that, speed up a bit. I hate the fact I'm digging this topsoil. Look at all these lovely wildflowers, and there I am putting the bloody trench in the middle of them. So we've got the red clover. I haven't seen any stellaria. I've seen lots of oxeye daisies and buttercups. Does look pretty though. No poppies. And again, if this was ever grazed on by cattle, if there was poppies, they'd have got rid of it. They'd have selected weed killers on it and got rid of them. They're toxic, you see, poppies are to sheep. let me dig. There we go. This trench has got to be backfilled with a load of rubble as well, so there's going to be a lot of wasted soil. As long as you don't leave it too long, you could just use a little bobcat and backfill it. And that way, because you can get rid of all the soil you see on the land then, quickly. Whereas a digger's going to take absolutely ages, unless you've got a yeah, that was oh crikey, dump truck. If you've got all those assets just sitting there, why not put it to good use? If they lost a fortune, yeah, that's a very valid point, actually. Because if, for instance, the money becomes devalued, just sitting there in a bank account somewhere, like for instance the value of the dollar, which is no longer safe, you could potentially lose value. Whereas if you have an asset, it could potentially still grow, like property, for instance. Which then you could, I suppose, rent it out. You could become a landlord. You just, you know, hopefully a good landlord, but just scrape the bottom of that a little bit. Is that the wife? What with a pickaxe over there? That's my son. This is his house. That over there is his house. You can see the roof. Here in France. It was completely derelict. It's quite nice inside now. So he's done quite a lot of work to it. I don't know what engine's got in this, maybe a little Perkins or... That'd be Yanmar diesel, wouldn't it? Of course it would be Yanmar. It's a Yanmar digger, so it must be a Yanmar diesel. You're not going to put a Perkins in a Yanmar, are you? I can remember when the old Yanmar started getting popular in the marine industry, because they're pretty much the same engines. Apart from how they got the water, having the heat exchangers and stuff, keep the exhaust cool. Got a good reach on this digger. It is two. I asked Darren, it was 2.5 tonne. It says 2.7 on the side though, so it might be 2.7. Like I say, it's got really good reach. It's raining again. I'm glad I'm in the cab. Filling up with water next, wouldn't it? So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about these people who just will not believe this? Yeah, how bad things are going to get, you know? People, it's bagger. Why is it that they, no matter what you tell them, they still seem to think that, yeah, Trump is amazing. Anyone with half brain cell knows that he's a flipping crook. I had some in my live stream, I think it was yesterday, pretty much, you know, why do people hate Trump? Because he's a crook, and he's just a nasty, nasty individual. What is there to like? Well, he's a sex offender as well. Well, you know. Why would you like somebody like that? I just can't get my head around that. Why would you? How are we doing for battery? It's not my phone. That's right, that's good. Screen's off. He's not tall and thin, he's extremely rotund. Yes. Dig wider! Dig wider! Don't you worry, we'll get him in there, we'll push him down with a digger. That's what we'll do. Bury him alive, that's what we will do, bury him alive. Get himself a little dead ring, he can ring it as hard as he bloody well likes it. Yeah. Do you know what a dead ringer is? Like you then have a piece of string going down into the coffin to a bell. You know, that would be called the dead ringer. So people who are frightened if they can be buried alive, to make sure that they're dead. if they rung the bell, people knew that they've actually buried somebody alive. And then they've got to make the mind up and they can be bothered to dig them out. I wonder how many times that's happened. I shouldn't think it's very often, is it? So there's a solution where the rich don't have to clutch at their purses and the people don't have to suffer. Balance, folks, yep. Money has to flow to work, exactly. At the moment, it's flowing up and out. Then becomes dormant and inactive. It doesn't do anything. You can only do that for so long. Or you have to have an economy that can replace said money with fresh money. Otherwise, you know, when you've got, if you've got an economy with no GDP growth, well, then you get to the point when everything becomes literally just stagnant. It just stops. Style. In theory, obviously, in reality is a little bit different from that, obviously. I don't know what, I'm getting vertigo, my ears are starting to pop. Oh, I messed that bit up there. Oh, there's lovely oxide daisies. Is that a woke thing to say, oxide daisies? You've got these people on, what's his name? What, that geezer, he looks like a bit like Donald Trump. He's got so much crap on his face in Fox News, or on Fox News. And he goes on about drinking from straws. You've got to be manly, you see. You've got to be more manly. You should drink from straws, it's not manly enough. For God's sake, it's people. I'll show him manly. Give him a bloody nose, that's what I'm going to give him. Give him a bloody nose. I do wonder though, where the hell are we heading with all this? You've got people, you know, in the Reform Party in the UK, you've got Nigel Farage, you know, Reform Party Limited, and Andrew Jenkins, Anne Waddlebottom, Richard Tice, all that ilk, you know. I was going to say Benevy, but he got kind of pushed out. All those foul individuals. And when it comes down to it, these people are still touting for Trump's policies. Like, for instance, the tariffs. Like what else was it again? The tariffs, DEI, get rid of DEI hires, and really? I think like Trump helped Mark Carney get in to be the Prime Minister, which is a no-brainer in my book, to be fair. I think Donald Trump could help to destroy the Reform Party. You know, see what he did to Pierre Piliev in Canada, the Conservative Party in Canada. Seems mad to me. Everything just seems like just crazy. Yes. Why? You know? Digging. Dig a little hole for me. There you go. It's Bernard Cribbins. Well, where's Bernard Cribbins when you need him? EU doesn't accept American meat because of differences in food safety practices, particularly around the use of hormones, antibiotics and chemicals in meat production. Exactly. That's not just the United States, that's anywhere that uses those practices. And the idea that you're going to, that the UK is going to be able to stop that stuff coming into the country when they can't stop other bad stuff coming into the United Kingdom is full of birds. Even though they're trying to tell us that, oh no, definitely no hormone injected beef or chlorine washed chicken. Why would Americans want that? What? Yeah. Why would anyone want to eat that stuff? It's just corporations again, isn't it? Just dictating, what is actually on your plate as well as every other aspect of your lives, The ultra rich out there. I've got to dig this so bloody deep. I better check my depth gauge in a minute. That's sort of the crosses over there. That's not Donald Trump's cross, no. No, here you go, get one. I wonder if Donald Trump, when he finally dies, is he going to be in a crypt? Or will he be, be in a grave somewhere on an actual in the graveyard? Yeah, I bet he's got a crypt, isn't he? Yeah, for the Trump crypt. Where all the vampires and vultures spend their end of days rotting away. I wonder if they try to get himself frozen so they can bring him back to life later. Like, does Donald Trump, does he sleep in a tube like Michael Jackson? In a pressurised tube? Didn't help Michael Jackson, did it? Is he going to be mummified, pull his singular brain cell out of his nostril? Are they going to do that? Screw it away. I should really just check the depth of this in a second. Make sure I'm not going too deep. There again, better be deep than too shallow. So I'm just going to check that. I'll be back. Well, you'll see me in a minute anyway. I'll squeeze out here.
Where's Johnny?
You have to lift this handle up on the side here, and you still do that. You try to squeeze it out there, you can hit the levers and spin the bucket around while you try and get out, which is a really stupid thing to do. So don't should do that. Alright, go back a bit. What's the objective of the pipe? Will it be laid down, or is this a pipe plate? No, it's going to be a new pipe coming all the way from where my son is, in the big hole over there. That's the sand filter, and this one's going to be going to the soak away. Not to mention the standards at the corporate farms are blatantly criminal. But you're not wrong. What poor animals with little critters in there, I know. You haven't got the choice though. Poo picker upper! What are we doing? Well, I'm actually digging something for poo. Alright? Septic run or water line. It's septic run. We're going to the sand. We're going to the soak away at the moment. That's what I'm doing at the moment. That's a plop pipe. That's right. So people are sticking with Trump because otherwise they'd have to admit they were wrong. Yep. I think you're probably right there. You have to be such a knob that dump. You're not wrong, Spank the monkey. So these people who are living in a lot of disappointment, yes, and resentment. If you want to make something in your lives, you can't expect it to be handed to you on a plate. You have to make it. You have to put the effort in yourself. It's not just about a job. See, for me, I've been self-employed since 1989. Right, pretty much since I left school. I was employed for 3 years after I left school. Then I went self-employed, and best thing I did really. At least I can make my own hours within reason. They need compassion with boundaries, but yeah. These people ain't got any compassion, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but they haven't. These people they're given their time for ice, so they can just be nasty to people. These are people who just want to be horrible, who just want to be nasty. They enjoy it. It gives them power. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the power. But they clearly know they're doing something wrong because they're wearing masks. Otherwise, why would they be doing that? You know? Because they don't want their families to know. They don't want their neighbours to know. They don't want the school where their kids go. They don't want them to know. The embarrassment and the fact that there's a distinct likelihood is they could get a lot of resentment. Especially when when these same people are being aggressive to others, pulling people off the street without a warrant, send them to El Salvador without a warrant, without any due process. There's no justice in that, is there? These people aren't. They might not be documented, some of these people, but that doesn't make them illegal. They haven't actually broken any law, so to speak. Yeah, it's quite a nice little backhoe, a little Yam R27. There is a solution where the rich get to stay filthy rich and people can have a good standard of living. Yeah, of course there is, but you need GDP to do that. These people are ridiculous. They are filthy rich, but these people are also excessively filthy rich. money do you really, really need? Even if you want to buy yourself a jet, you know, or multiple houses, you don't need excesses of billions of dollars. Nobody needs that amount of money. If you got that amount of money, wouldn't you want to help other people? You know? See, power comes in, because I think a lot of it's about power, but power comes in many ways, doesn't it, you know? One is that power is how you are seen by the people. That's a power, you know? To be loved by the people is power. There's not many people can say that, is there, you know? Now, Bill Gates has said he wants to give most of his wealth away before he dies. You know? Over the next 3 years, he wants to give most of his wealth away. To be fair to him, he has actually given a lot of money away over the years, but he's still filthy rich. He could go dance like more. How about stop world hunger for a start, you know? You've got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, for which he's now talking about, not talking about, he's going to shut it down, isn't he? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So that'll be gone. Probably because they're no longer together, are they? They're divorced now. But also Warren Buffett, you know. And I actually quite like Warren. For a rich bugger, I quite like Warren Buffett. There's no pretense in that man. It's quite a relatively modest for a billionaire lifestyle, you know. He hates waste. He still drives the same car, still lives in the same house, still living in the same married home, still got the same wife. And he also has given a lot of money to, I don't know about directly, but via the Bill and Gates factory, he's given millions or billions, billions it is actually, to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'll get my worms out in a minute. So, to be fair to, they're not all bad, you know, but they can do more. They can do a lot more. There's a lot of people suffering out there, you know. And you've got like what's going on regarding USAID, AID, you got the aid, foreign aid being stopped. People who suggest that, though, they haven't got a clue about the power of that of foreign aid. It gives you a lot of power with governments and people. Unfortunately, not a lot of it gets through. I think there was an ambassador or something to Zambia. He basically he made a statement and he's in tears about it because what he was saying was that he's going to have to stop it because it's not getting to the people. All this medication that's been stolen, what seems to be getting stolen by the government in Zambia, and because of that, it's not getting to the children who need malaria drugs. There's too much evil in this world. Some of us think we need simplicity. We need a simpler living. Things have become so complicated. You know, even just getting by these days. You know, working 3 jobs and. How can you have a life? You work 3 jobs just to make sure you're paying your rent and your kids are clothed. In any reality, how is that okay? For a start, obviously people are not getting paid enough to survive. Clearly not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there, would I? I remember the days, you know, when I was a boy. I was, my mum and my dad, what have you. My dad would be at work, he's a boat builder, and my mum was, look after the home and that. You know, I'm not saying it's got to be like that. You can share you can share it between you, though, can you? Responsibility. But even that now is not enough for a lot of families. They can't even survive on that. For a lot of them can't, because it's just everything is just so expensive. And what we kind of expect, or what we see as normal, you know, we do. I'm the same. I buy a lot of shit, and sometimes I think, oh, why do I buy that for? Sitting on the shelf, not doing anything. You know, bought by mistake, or I think really got to sell that. Yeah, the white elephants, just an excessive amount of money on ornaments that do nothing. I don't like ornaments personally. I like artifacts. I like old stuff, but ornaments seem pointless. Just something you got dust. For me, an ornament it could be a tool that I'm not using. That's an ornament. I'll get down there quite nicely now, I suppose. Oh, I messed up a bit, there you go. Oh, I messed it up, I did. These track diggers like this little 360. I really like them. I've driven like, was it a little 2CX and a 3CX, yeah, JCBs. I just don't like them. Especially when it comes down to grading and stuff like that. It's quite hard with something that big. And they're bouncy on the tyres, I'm like a track digger. You can do a really good job, though. That's a backhoe then, you got your backhoe and then you back on the front. Oh, cheers buddy! Oh nice one, I didn't say that there. There's a little something for the doggies. Oh wonderful Terry, thank you. Oh I love my dogs. I really do love my dogs. That really knocked me for six. Well, I lost my little Wally dog last year. Oh, crikey, I couldn't function properly. I was really struggling. And even now, I've got them on my phone, you know, it's a screensaver on my phone, my little Wally. I just have to say goodnight to him and stuff, or morning, or, you know. Every time I see it, I just think, oh. Just make my heart melt, that little boy did. He was a naughty little fella, I'll tell you. Naughty, but he was mischievous and fun. For me, he's the perfect dog. I like naughty, because I'm a bit naughty. It just made me laugh, he did. Oh, crikey. We went to a Vigrenia, which is basically like, they basically means enter your attic, yeah? And it's like a car boot or flea market, where people have little stalls and stuff. Anyway, we went to one of those, and we were chatting to somebody that we knew, right? I only just got Wally, it hadn't very long. And there was a plastic bag there with old videotapes in them. I mean, who on earth was even going to buy those? I don't know. But anyway, old videotapes. My dog paid over them. He just went my album. That really got me, it did, I'll tell you. They wouldn't be happy, man. He just paid all of their videotapes. Oh dear. Now, will they ever be collectible? Oh, I doubt it. You know, VHS. I can remember when VHS was becoming popular, and We had the Betamax as well. There's two battling against each other. You had the Betamax and the VHS videotapes, and then it was the VHS, took the limelight. Yeah, you have the same for all these platforms, don't you? Like Blu-ray and that as well. It's just all these different ideas, and they're sort of battling against each other for the market. Who's going to get the market? Yeah, they're at home at the moment. My little Wally, my little Sebastian, and my Pandora. We took a walk this morning, and then I came down here to fulfil my deed. Help my son. The digger's got to go back tomorrow. And although he's matching over the digger, he said he ain't quite got it yet. He's getting there. He was getting there. This knack. I say I haven't used a digger for about 6 odd years. It's like riding a bike. You kind of get to remember. Get the feeling, there's muscle memory. I'm getting close to the blade of grass. It is my. Let me show you. I need to get to. See where that tall blade of grass is? Just there. There, end of the bucket. Over there. That's it. The dark bit. That's what I've got to get to. And then I've got to go right angles. That's where the actual filter's going to be. I'll cheers for that, Terry. I really appreciate that, my friend. You should take a break. Listen to your body, I know. I'm terrible, I just keep on moving, keep doing. I'm 54 and I was earning more when I was 18. Bloody hell. It's nuts, no? And you look at the dollar and how you getting this for your money now as well. Which don't help. The buying power is much less if you're buying them from abroad. Maybe not so much now. Maybe you're not now. Maybe you're not buying from abroad with all these tariffs. It's up lined up a bit better. Got a bit of a curve in my trench, but that don't matter. Probably change the bucket over when I do the other. I'm not too greedy there. Move that to one side. Can I get it? No. If I was in one place, I'd be putting the topsoil on one side and then the rubbish, the diggings, all the clay and sand and what have you on the other side to reuse the topsoil. But because I'm doing a long trench, there's no point. So it won't matter anyway. It's only be the trench now. Wait for the trench grass to grow over it anyway. It's getting harder. I'll have to turn the old ribs up a minute. Top of the colour on that. Oh, cheers, Terry. Really appreciate that, my friend. Kind of like I spend a lot of time on this channel. I've got other channels I should be, spending more time with. I do spend a hell of a lot of time on this one. It feels important, if it makes any sense. I know you could argue I don't necessarily get enough views to say that would work, it's that important. But if you reach people that you wouldn't reach otherwise, any other way, or maybe you get, people, they believe in you, so you can tell them the truth, because what I won't do, I won't lie to people. Sometimes to my own detriment, but I won't lie to people. This might be why they wanted us to come this far, because we're getting to a different strata on this tier here, on this land. So we've got a bit of a... What are we doing for Barry? Oh, that's doing well, that battery's right. We're not there one side. Right. Look, the colour of that, it's totally different compared to what's over there. So that might be why they want us to put the soak away up here. Hopefully, let's get to a stage where you won't know even be there. Put a load of more wildflower seeds down and stuff like that. It's getting harder to dig now. Very dry there, that's why. Now I know why now. That makes a lot of sense. When they did the survey, they did core samples. So they actually drilled cores into the ground to work out where, the state of the soil. Now this makes a lot of sense for the soakaway now. So that's why they want us to come here. Really crumbly, like shady type stuff like that. That's perfect for soakaway. And rocks now as well though. Still haven't found any gold coins. There you go. Not my present, says Dan Steely. Good. It's not mine either, because I'm British. Oh dear. Although sometimes I'm embarrassed to say that. Not quite as much as I used to be, I have to admit. For all the current government's failings, it makes a dance. They seem to make more sense than Boris Johnson ever did, and certainly more than Liz Truss, who got beaten by lettuce. She made no sense whatsoever. Bloody ever. Oh God, lose more and just move it. Right, yes, really. Oh, yeah, I get it now. There we are. Laying pipe, that's what we're doing. A laying pipe. No, I'm digging an elongated grave for Donald Trump. What we're going to do, he said, we are going to, they all have to stand up vertically. The whole cabinet in this trench. I might have to, where Donald Trump's belly is, I might have to make it a little bit wider there. That's what the big hole at the end's for, that's for Donald Trump. And then Howard Lutnick and all them lot and Scott Besson have sold their souls. Can all go in, one by one, side by side, holding hands. They obviously have to stand sideways. They're going to have to go into this trench, for which we're going to just have their heads poking up above. And then we're going to cut the grass. We're a topper. Yeah, off with their heads. We'll have a nice Bastille Day to celebrate. When I take over as being the President of the United States, that'll be a holiday, that'll be a national holiday. Like it is in France. La 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 la. Why it's so long? Well, I think the reason is, see, if you look at this 1.2 now, this stuff here, the shady kind of a sandy, gritty stuff, right? That stuff, which you see on over here. When they did the soil tests, they did all core samples to see whereabouts they wanted the soakaway to be. And I imagine it is somewhere, well, it's got to be about here somewhere. So I think this shady stuff might be why. Maybe get close to this, you see, before you start digging it up. So I think maybe that's the reason why. Otherwise, it is a very long way away from the actual sand filter. So we just put it where they told us to put it. You see, 'cause you have to have a plan done, and it has to be done by the organisation here in France called SPANC. S-P-A-N-C. Spank or Sponk, Spank. Yeah, Spank the monkey. That sort of thing, you know. So you can't really say, oh no, I'm going to do it differently, otherwise you'll get passed. If you'll get passed, you have trouble. If you ever want to sell the house or any time in the future, you know. I've got to do all this at my house. Currently, we're doing composting and stuff at the moment on our toilets. Commercial units, you know, not all like, you know, they're not just like holes. We've got like a plank with a hole in it. Medieval. We're doing the old eco thing at ours. We've got all solar panels and stuff like that, you see. Try and live off land. Best that we can. Yeah, we've still got, yeah, we're still on grid, but, you know, we can reduce our on-grid consumption. Where we are, you know, yeah. Yeah, when you get that halfway down this ditch, it seems to be just all that sandy stuff. There's no, you know, there's no clay in that. Very little. It's a cloudy part of France. It's at the moment. We've had some lovely days this week, and it was raining this morning, last night. Yesterday it was nice during the day, but then it turned really grey. And I thought I was going to get rained off today, doing this. But no, it's actually been alright. We've had rain. In fact, my legs wet, but it's been, well, my leg got wet to my waterproofs. It's like a giant condom. It just made me all sweaty. France are really funny about this, so you've got, do you know what the daft thing is though? With a foss like this, right? If you don't have a foss, right, they say, well, you've got to have a foss. Have you done it yet? Well, okay, we'll fine you. The fine's only 90 quid a year. You know, each time they, you know, they'll just fine you. It's cheaper just to pay the fines. Although we ain't had the problem. Now we were going to be doing this before COVID was a thing at our place, and then COVID became a thing, and then we got forgotten about. So we haven't heard, you know, from Spank at all ever since COVID. So we're quite happy about that. So we don't really want to do it. So I've got my gardens all landscaped and all the veggie garden, the potager and all that. I'll have to dig half of that up. Oh, I don't want to. See the amount of excavation here. I've got a friend with a digger though, so they're probably boring his. Just give him a good drink. Or exchange favours. It's my biking buddy, you know, go motorbike. Good rip force on this thing. I've got the revs very low at the moment, so the hydraulics are quite, you know, I'm not overlaying them. There's no need for this job. If it was really hard, I'd knock the revs up more. Oh, maybe a little bit more than that. There you go. Something on this, I don't know what it's doing. What I mean is I've got another little lever here, Obviously not connected to anything. It's got extending tracks. Maybe not. Down again. It's for a FOSS septic, so basically this particular one's coming from the sand filler. So how long? Is it for a long line of bullshit? There's a long shit, yeah. And actually, it should be clean water by the time it gets to here. Should be. There's another unit you can get called a diamond unit by WPL. These ones are made in the UK, and they look like, effectively like an ice cream cone. They're quite a clever unit. They're a double-lined unit, so you've got an inner and outer chamber. But they are stirred. They're like a polarigester, but without any mechanical parts. They're stirred by a bubble of air. So you have an air pump on the surface, and it literally puts a bubble into the bottom of the foss of the WPL unit, and it stirs the and creates like a microbiological environment, like a digester. But the problem with it is here in France, you can get them here. You can buy them here, but they rip you off. It's like $5,500 for this little unit. In the UK, they're $2,500, but you can't export them without. They will send to you because obviously the distributors here have got them. They've exclusive. They've got exclusivity, and obviously WPL are not going to want to hurt their distribution there. It's like double the bloody price. Ridiculous. Otherwise, that's what I'd be using on my place as well then. Because you just dig a hole, stick it in, and the water coming out of it apparently is clean enough just to put it straight into, like a ditch. Anywhere we can get water off. And for me, I've got a land drain that runs through my land. So it could go straight to that, but I'm probably going to do the same as this. Because everything together costs about £4,000 for this, for the aggregates. Whereas WPL with the aggregates and stuff, you're looking more than £7. This is messy, as you can see. Well, there you go. Oh, a bit further. I think I'm going to be working late. I'm going to be tired tonight. It's got to be done. I want to buy a digger now. I've got the money. Oh dear. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's a strange one for a political channel, isn't it? Will all the MAGA fit? Well, we'll try to squeeze them all in there. I can always come over the seat and just bonk them on the head like that, one at a time. Make sure they squeeze them in, you know what I mean? Bonk bonk. It's a bit violent, isn't it? We're supposed to be peaceful and loving people on the leftish. I wouldn't say I'm a left now. I am left, but it's all like left to centre me. I'm not lefty. Although I ain't got no problem with that either, to be fair. I'm feeling decent. The thing is, though, you see, all this left and right bullshit. At the end of the day, there's things that people on the right you might agree with, and things on people that on the left you might agree with. But we all say don't agree with it because, or whatever. It's just because it's either one or the other. You get accused of being one or the other. Oh, but we can have views that cross over. You could argue that there is a problem with immigration. the deal, should deal with the root causes of it, maybe. I don't know. Like in the UK, it's all about the boats. Oh, the boats coming off across the channel. Oh, the pesky boats. Like Benny B would say, let them drown, he says, let them drown. Oh, and then you'll get, who was it now? Andrea Jenkins, and she's saying, well, just send him back to France. It's a safe country, just send him back to France. Yeah, right, okay. It's no longer their responsibility. It's like you dumping on French ground. I'm sure the French are going to put up with that, aren't they? That's going to help your French relations and your trade. No, they'll block you. You'll find that you won't be able to trade with France as soon as the trade route into the EU. Well, that's not going to help that, is it? Definitely not help your farmers. These people spend so much rubbish. They think that the answers to these rather complicated problems are simple, just easy, simple answers to, like I say, complicated problems. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's just like, they must know, mustn't they? They must know that, I'm talking about, like the people in government, they must know that they're just being disingenuous, aren't they? They're just being, just for the sake of being nasty. That's who they are. It makes me wonder, though, what the future holds for those people. For those people who are the horriblest society, What happens when the world hopefully wakes up, like the United States, for instance, wakes up and realise that ain't the immigrants are the issue. They're not the ones causing all this problem. It's the oligarchs and the richest, the richest people in society. It's the Elon Musks trying to control everything, the narratives and where the money goes and who has the money. The Donald Trumps of this world. What gets me is, though, Donald Trump, he told them his plan. They told him all his plan. They should have been a little bit wiser, shouldn't they? Yeah, you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? But no, they're happy to be horrible individuals. Hopefully, one day, with all the evidence of these people, standing in front of El Salvador prison and giving you the thumbs up, will find themselves in The Hague. Crimes against humanity. All struck down by Pope Leo. Cursed by Pope Leo. So what I would like to get, I'd like to get one of them dolls of Donald Trump, as a little voodoo doll of Donald Trump. Ooh, maybe my daughter will make me one. She's really good at crochet. You have to ask her. My birthday soon, I want a Donald Trump voodoo doll. Right, straighten him a bit. Hello, QA Library, I hope you're well. 4 years at Bradford City Football Club, a fire, crikey, happened as the fire swept through the club's home ground and claimed the lives of 56 crikey fans. Coming home safe from football was not a guarantee. Unlike today, that's why we have human rights and protections and safety and shit like that now. It's there for a reason. It's like the European Union has all too much health and safety, too much control. We're not allowed to do anything anymore. Oh, I have to shut this door. Got a door here, I want to shut it. Not that way, that way. What's this lever for? I think that one. It's getting cold. Definitely that leader. Oh, they say you're supposed to put a seatbelt on. I ain't done that. Oh dear, rebel without a cause. No, I am. Right, let's land it. There we go. Oh, I am just going to see if I shut this door. I'm getting wet. It's raining. Where's that leader? It's not that leader, it's a different leader. Oh, shutting my door out. Well, that's better. I'm not going to get rained on now. There's my poor son over there in the rain, trying to manipulate his waterproofs in the rain. Let's be inside this nice little cab. Is it a heater? There it is. How do I turn that on? Where is it? How do I heat the cab? That's it. Yeah, I found the heater. Oh, it's alright in here, Darren. Yeah, it's quite warm. No rain. Put that down, there you go. Something about a bit. The only thing that I have to think about this heater though, it feels like gas to myself. I don't know if I like that heater, I just want the engine smell. Like diesel, burnt diesel. Turn that off, mate. Oh, burn it. There. That is smart. Strange weather. 1 minute's nice, next minute's raining. Where we are though, I have to admit, we are in a bit of a microclimate here in France. So we've got where I am in the Limousin, we're kind of set between you've got obviously the Pyrenees and the Alps, and then we've got relatively flat land in between. It creates a bit of a microclimate. Our weather's a bit unpredictable. When we get hail, it's the size of bloody tennis balls sometimes. I went to an insurance company once after we had hail, and we didn't get no damage, so we didn't have a problem. We went, let's go to the insurance company, and pay my bill. And his BMW was sitting outside the shop, and not a word of a lie, it looked like a golf ball. The roof was beaten, the bonnet was beaten, the roof, just literally all dimpled like a golf ball, where the hail had come down and dented his car. A lot of people had, we kind of missed a bit, a lot of people had a lot of problems, like for instance roof, been smashed by hailstones. You won't go out in, I'll tell you, that's when you, duck and cover you do, duck and cover. I wonder how they're getting on in Ukraine at the moment with these talks. I know a lot of people don't like Keir Starmer. I'm not a lover, I'll be absolutely honest. Obviously I think it does look better than what we had. But when I see him with these other world leaders, he's certainly more, how to put it, more prime ministerial. Basically means you've got more likelihood of having a deal, or when you go in hot-headed like Donald Trump does, or like Boris Johnson used to, you're antagonising everybody before you even get started, and you don't get anything bloody agreed, do you? Be firm and friendly, I say. Firm and friendly. That's what I tell the missus. I'm very firm and friendly, my darling. Oh, but don't get too friendly. Not too firm. Come to that. make it steady in it. What he's got to have is he's got to have a meter on top of the pipe meter. I don't know if he would down this bit though. I know he does has on the soakaway. This is just a pipe linked to the soakaway. So, but it's got to be low because it comes off the bottom of the sand filter. So, obviously you can't go uphill. Your water don't travel uphill. Not very well, not very been pumped. What that is. Trump always hits it in the rough. Yeah, I was reading about that, about Bill Gates. He has said this before, that he won't give away most of his wealth before he dies. Yeah, what has, like Elon Musk, he ain't got a foundation or anything like that. He ain't giving any money away unless he benefits from it. You know, he's, oh, quite, what was that? He gave some money to something to do with neuroscience and stuff like that. Well, that's obviously just to help him in his Neuralink. He thinks there's a direct correlation to Neuralink. There's always an ulterior motive for him, you know? It's greedy people. If you want to come over as being half decent, even though you're a multi-billionaire, you know, the best way to do it is through charity work, you know? Make sure the food banks have got what they need, but help the homeless. But you know, we've got Elon Musk, who's South African, and that he says them as scum, doesn't he? Him and his little Nazi salute. What sort of person you got to be that hateful? You know? To people who have done no wrong, you know? I understand people hating people because of their... because they've been, you know, murdered somebody or something like that, or sex offenders and stuff, you know? I understand hating someone who does things like that. But just ordinary people, somebody who just literally come across a border, or, you know, hadn't done anything to hurt anybody. Why are these people considered so, you know, like the worst in society when they're not? A lot of times they're doing the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. For the least amount of money. Just so they can survive. Like in the UK with a lot of these migrants now, you get all the criticism of getting all this money and getting driving lessons and getting this and getting that. And when you look at it in all honesty, it's all lies. You know, all the volume is so tiny, it's just drawn out of all proportion. Now, my son-in-law, Ken, he's a Nigerian, and he has a visa, a work visa in the UK. He has to pay a fee to the NHS to have the services of the NHS. He's with my daughter, who is a British citizen, and they've got 4 kids together. Even she can't claim anything because she is living with him. She's not entitled to anything. Healthcare, yes, but she's not entitled to any benefits or anything like that, or any help at all. And it because the money they got coming in is because he's got a visa. He's got a 10-year work visa. It's 10 years. Very clever lad, but unfortunately for him, like a lot of other techies, because he's a computer programmer geezer, it's actually getting harder and harder to find regular work now. Which isn't surprising when you hear people like Mark Zuckerberg saying about 30% of all their coding is done by AI now. It's going to take so many jobs. I know that some people say, well, what about the evolution of the computer, and then people said the same thing about that. It's not the same. The whole thing about AI is it almost removes the need of people. The thing about computers, someone had to build them, someone had to program them, and that involved input from people, but now that's now been replaced by artificial intelligence or machine learning, which is only getting cleverer and cleverer and cleverer. It just is. It's it's amazing. I'm not going to deny that. I think it's really useful. I'll tell you what I find it really is researching the thing. When I write blogs and stuff, I use it for the research element of it and the structure. Punctuation, because I need to check on that sometimes, don't I? Crikey. You're tired, don't you? I make mistakes. I'm tired. I've dug a long trench. It's a long trench. Flipping out of that, was it just yesterday? Donald Trump. I was getting confused with a toy manufacturer. He thought that Mattel was a country. Just like he was getting confused the other day when, what was it now? He was going on about, what was it? Oh crikey, that was another country that he was confused with. He's always getting confused. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he's certainly the nastiest. When I get to the ditch, I'm gonna where the sand. So Segway's got to go. I'll change the bucket over. It's got a quick hitch on this one. Still in that quick. It's a bit stuck. It's a bit sticky. I think is this a basic pin, 2 pins you just knock through, and then R-clips. Which I say it's hard, but it's very harder. It's different. Straighten myself up a bit. No, I haven't saying Gibberlink. No, it's AI language. Because you've got they're now playing with like small language models using advanced like this computer power. In fact, they managed to do it on an old, really old 128-bit computer the other day about a week or so ago as an experiment to get AI running on a really old machine. And my first computer, I don't know about yours, but my first computer, proper computer, I'm not talking about Spectrums, was an Amstrad 1512. It had twin floppy drives on it. Very popular business computer. And it was, it was good, for what it was. It was useful doing the counts on but you just literally had green text on the screen. You wasn't any colour monitors or anything like that. It wasn't. It's very, very basic. But it was a good way to learn things like DOS and basic programming. So I quite enjoyed it really. Sort of understanding how bootstrap loaders and stuff like that, how things worked. We're talking about Alan Sugar type stuff, you know. Oh, getting closer to my little blade of grass. Which I'm going to be digging up to, and then it'll be 2 trenches. The gravel that you need when you do a foss, so much gravel and sand. It's got to be the right grades as well. You got to, you know. Oh, python, my God. Got to bring back memories. There's a lot of very useful learning tools out there, like different languages and programming languages to learn with. Make little control circuits for programming and that. Really cool. Now my computer, I rebuilt my main computer, the one that I use for the main editing. It's got a big wide screen, curved screen, and like that machine I use. It's got Windows 10 on it, about 11 on it, and it was the 10 or 11, whatever it is. 10, so it's got Windows 10 on them. And I quite like Windows 10 anyway, but anyway, they're doing away with the updates for it, aren't they? Security updates and stuff like that. You know, it's basically stopped now. They want you to upgrade to 11. Well, I've tried it several times now. But even though my processor and everything is compatible except one thing, which is like a security test as you boot it up, and it's to do with the motherboard and the every time I do it, if I try and use it or try and put this thing on where it does the security test, I can't. It won't boot up. I'll just go to a blank screen. Currently I haven't managed to upgrade it. All my other machines are all well, actually my laptop's Windows 10 still as well. Not my laptop, I'd be willing to put Linux on that. I used to use Linux, but the problem comes when you've got drivers for you know, for your sort of printers and stuff like that. You can't always get the right drivers in Linux as a, you know, as a distro. It's still very good though. You got Ubuntu's very good. That's an alternative to Windows. The thing what people realise, I suppose, is that Windows does have a lot of stuff on there that you will never ever use. It's designed for, you know, different frameworks, you know, for businesses and stuff like that, or networking. So what I could do though, talking with the missus about this, is to get a cloud, home cloud, instead of using online cloud services to access between machines. I don't trust them anymore. And also, when you're in a situation where you've got risk of war and all these countries not getting on with each other, and the United States being a right old how to put it, rogue nation, and they pretty much own most of the servers, whether it be Amazon servers or whatever. Excuse me. I don't like the idea of having my data owned by these people, held by these people, when they have access to your data on your servers. Makes me very uncomfortable. So with GDPR, you see, when you hold other people's data, so say for instance I've got my websites and I might sell something on one of my websites, I have a responsibility to the client under GDPR as to keeping their data safe. But if you're allowing other organisations such as Amazon and what have you access to your data or storing your data, how can you protect your customers or protect people who you're supposed to under GDPR? It's already complicated enough. Hello, you getting wet? Oh, I got a beer! Oh, it's not doing the top part. That's not helpful, is it? That's not a very helpful wiper blade. Da, 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 da. Oh dear me. Have a beer. Can't have a beer when you're driving a digger. They go everywhere. I say you can't have a beer when you're driving a digger, can you, Dizzy?
Oh, you're a little one.
Okay, Dizzy. How do you feel about the political situation in the United States?
Oh, not good, I guess.
How do you feel about Donald Trump and his tariffs?
Um,
Doesn't affect us too much, does it yet?
No. Well, don't know really.
I think you need to make a complaint, Dizzy. There's no cup holder in this digger.
I did a call to him actually.
There's no cup holder. Do you know what that band does? Because it's not. I can hear something happening, but I can't see anything happening.
I didn't know. I pressed it. I tried it.
Is that a horn? Yeah, that's horn. Found the horn. Oh, you got a mobile. Oh, so you got somewhere to put your mobile phone. Yeah, there's no use.
A beer.
Yeah,
Ridiculous, isn't it?
but no mobile phone charging point. Unless I put that on top of it, no.
There's something.
Oh no, there's a cigarette lighter point here.
There's one here as well.
Is that? Oh, okay. What's this bottom one? Is that charger? Oh, there is. There, look. There's a charging point for your USBs.
Oh, good.
We're getting there, Dizzy.
Oh wow, yeah, nearly there. Very nearly there.
We're nearly at the ditch. Nearly.
I can't believe how far it is.
Oh no, it's crazy. Oh, the only thing is, have you noticed the difference in the soil?
More sandy?
Yeah,
I guess that's good.
it might be why they want it all the way over here.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah.
It's more shaly, like sandy, gritty. Are we quite close now?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the tuft. I see the tuft. Oh, I'm at the tuft nearly.
Yeah.
I suppose you need to bring a bucket down here in a minute.
Yeah.
Or to bring this to it. Be a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Not really
Quite heavy.
Actually, it's quite heavy, that bucket over there.
Yeah, just about lifted, but I can't walk with it.
No. Wouldn't it have been good if I still had my digger, Dizzy? Wouldn't it have been handy if I still had the digger? Shouldn't have sold that before we came here.
Definitely, yeah. I guess it would have been like an extra trip, I guess.
Yeah.
Over.
Oh, what's going on? Hello, who Janus? Windows 10 or 11, a lot of enterprise, except work just fine on old hardware. No bloat either. Look up OSC. Look up MAS Windows activation. Okay, I'll do that. MAS. Old chap. I'll do that. I'll have a look at that. Run out of grease. Yeah, that's a good point. Did they supply with a grease gun?
No, but it looked very much like they'd freshly greased everything when it turned up.
Oh, it's only for the weekend, isn't it, I suppose? But
Yeah.
you should do it every day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Before you use it each time, you get ready, you just keep it grease up.
Okay.
But what's on your fault, is this?
They're very trusting. Like they just plonked it in front of the house and drove off. I had to figure everything out myself.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
You haven't driven one before, have you, apart from mine, have you?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Crikey. He's like riding a bike, though. You're doing all right, though. You got your holes.
What's the fuel
Situation. Have you got a meter? It's on there.
Yeah, it's just on there. I might pop in there, get sun. You probably have to leave it. Well, not too bad. It's on top one, I think.
Oh, that's not too bad at all, is it?
No, I did put 3 cans in.
Were you used on high revs or low revs?
Most of the time, medium.
Medium.
In the middle.
No, I've got it right down low on this.
Okay.
You basically knock your revs up to get your rip force.
Okay.
But it's quite soft anyway, so it's not too bad. And also, when it's on the lower revs, it's easier to control. It's less jolty.
I guess with a small bucket like that, you don't need as much force.
No, that's
like
only what, 8 or 10 inch bucket or 9 inch bucket, is it? It's not a big bucket, that one, is it? Ideal for this job, though. The annoying thing is, Darren, dizzy Darren, it's the fact how deep it's got to be just to put the pipe in.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare getting the pipe.
Has that pipe got to be in gravel as well?
I need to check.
You need to ask
I think
when they come.
Yeah, I think I got the impression that it was just a normal conventional pipe, and because they don't mention putting gravel in here, they mention they're very specific about the trenches down there.
Yeah.
Like how long,
This is just a supply trench, isn't it?
How high the gravel is. The 2 trenches down
Yeah.
there. So I got the impression that that's just going to be normal pipe. Just.
So if that's the case, you could probably just put a little bit of loose material in
Yeah.
around the pipe so it doesn't lock the pipe and undo the pipes. You going to glue the pipes together, or?
I don't know. Apparently you're not meant to, but I don't know.
The problem is if you glue them, you can break the pipes because they'll land to move.
Yeah.
They're quite deep sockets.
I think I probably maybe the one closer to the house where it's not very deep I might glue, but maybe this one I won't bother gluing. I don't know.
I don't think you should glue this one. It's so long.
You never get to the pipes.
What happens if land moves and stuff? If it all moves into one direction, you could end up with a break in the pipe.
Yeah.
Whereas
when you come to burying it, or putting all that weight on top of the pipe as well, it's gonna. Yeah, I mean, there's no need.
I don't think the bearing won't hurt it.
Look, I mean, it's not gonna. Can't imagine how it could. Yeah.
You ought to reduce the amount of. You got to ask yourself, how long are you going to be here? How much you want to spend? As in, like gravel and stuff like that.
We want to spend the least amount to
of
get
course.
it certified.
Of course. So, if you can get away with putting loose material on top of this pipe, and anything you want to get rid of,
Yeah.
like, like bits of rubble and stuff like that, you got to kick in the back.
Yeah.
Like that. You just want you don't really want to lock the pipes into place.
Right. Oh yeah, right, okay.
It's a long run though, isn't it?
Yeah, hell of a long run.
So, how far is that, do you think? 40 metres? 30 metres, that?
Yeah, maybe. We could call it 10 lengths of pipe.
Yeah.
Plus 100 euros of pipe.
You only got to do it once, so.
Yeah, and then me and Jess, we console ourselves that it'll make the house easier to sell when we do sell
Well,
it.
they'll put the value up.
Whatever we spend on this, we need to get back the value of the house.
You'll add like 15 grand on the value of the house, does he?
Yeah, well, there you go.
10, 15 grand on the value of the house, because people want simplicity, they don't want the aggro of it. This is aggro.
Yeah,
Alright, by the time, if you ever did want to sell the house, the field will be back normal.
that's
you know,
point, yeah.
You don't have all this mess everywhere. It's just going to be, relatively new.
Is the stuff coming out is relatively
Soft.
sandy.
This stuff is.
Because we haven't. Also, even the stuff over there, we've had loads of rain, and it's not gone particularly sticky. I mean, I've been in that hole digging for a couple of hours, and I mean, but the bottom of my boots.
Yeah, well, that's just sand, isn't
I
it?
mean, normally, if it's really clayey,
you have like secondary boots.
They're like 3 inches taller, wouldn't I?
Yeah, more likely.
So I mean, it's good. I mean, it makes it good for like when I do come to having to shift it. Hopefully, it won't be a big sticky lump. Or a big solid.
Rodding points. You wouldn't need rodding points on the soakaway. That'd be pretty clean water going through here, to be honest. You'd have rodding points at the other end before it gets to the actual foss itself. The foss is near the house. The house is right over there. So you're quite a way away from the house. So that's a question.
You know, yeah, I figured. No, I mean, they haven't put that on the plans.
No.
There's no access from the sand filter down to the soakaway here. There's no access points on the plans. So I guess.
Well, you don't need any here. Just definitely put some in down. If you've got an opportunity to put some in. Not this end, near the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure what are they?
So
It's just
the ones in the house. The pipe's really going to barely be underground. Can rather than getting like the big culverts because they're like €75 each.
you don't need, they can't get concrete ones. Just get the concrete ones. They're like
the
£10.
concrete ones, yeah. Oh, okay. Just you can get like the ones you just glue into like T's. Can you just use them or not?
Oh,
you just screw on lid.
It was screwing it. Yeah, you could do that. What for rodding point? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Towards the foss.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the cheapest option, I think. Yeah.
Just make sure your first trenches, you're not going to fork them. Don't care.
Wow.
It's a convoy of old and my neighbour in the camper. Dave's garage. He's a Microsoft engineer. That's interesting.
Okay.
Because I was talking about, because you know they're doing away with the updates for Windows 10,
Oh right.
just to be awkward.
So you have to.
Of Windows 11.
You have to update and get.
Yeah, it's a lot of computers, especially I think it's pre-2018 or 2019, are not compatible.
Then a lot of people still use XP.
Yes, a lot of businesses do.
Yeah.
XP is really stable though.
Works don't need to fix. I mean, especially if you
It's not be secure though.
especially if you're just doing really basic things, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't need all the bells and whistles.
Blimey. Not for 2 hours. It's 2 hours to get from, well, back where your van was right stopped, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? I don't know what time it's
I don't know how long you plan to do, but I mean, just whenever you want to go, then just.
Well, I just want to get that. I'll try and get it all done before we go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Because
I mean, if you, I can finish off a few and you don't get it done. Don't
Okay,
you
no
need
worries.
to get it finished.
We'll see how we get on.
Okay. Right. Well,
Cool.
maybe because I don't know exactly what to do next. I might get some fuel. Maybe get some diesel before they pick it up on Monday. So I might do that now.
Okay, no worries. Obviously, you got to make sure it's full.
I assume so because it was brim. It's full to the brim when I got
They'll
it.
charge you for it otherwise, and they'll be higher than what you pay.
Probably.
Here comes the missus. Oh, you do small farming though, do you actually? Cyber security, God, that must be so difficult now. With AI and that, you know, AI works both ways, doesn't it? It's either good or it can be bad. So Windows 10 is losing support shortly. I'll turn off driver updates. Got you. Oh, cheers. Thank you. I've got a cuppa now. Cheers. We're seeing how many people we could bury in there upright. Hopefully MAGA. We're going to import them. They're going to be exported here, the MAGAs are, from the United States. And then we're going to... You don't mind if their heads show at the top, because it's only it's 1.2, 1.3 metres tall. Yeah. Or Libya.
What's that? It's taking a dark turn.
What's that?
Quite a big graveyard there.
Yeah. You could, couldn't you? You get quite a few MAGA in here. But I was just thinking the hedge just above so you can then cut the grass. I was just thinking, like, just have it so the heads are just above the grass. And that'd be a bit more in keeping with France, wouldn't it, you know? More like Bastille. You can rename the field, the Bastille. Le Prix de Bastille. I'll say it's a shame with oxide daisies, isn't it, you know? You've got different wildfires than us. We haven't got so much on the... look, you've got a lot of red clover in there. I bet you, you know when you're bathing this grass, I bet the farmer loved this stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, they've come back every year, so...
Yeah. It's full of good stuff in it, you know. It's not just grass. You got all the...
Healthy for the animals, yeah.
Exactly. They need their minerals and electrolytes as well, you know. They'll get cramp otherwise. It's raining. It's blooming raining, it is. We are in the Limousin of France, so sort of south central France. Hide the bear, hide the bear. Oh, you can never have enough rodding points. No. Jodie Vance likes them. Yeah, we don't need anything on this end though, because you shouldn't need to rod this at all down at these bits. These just literally should just be water, just trickling through. From the actual sand filter over there. So this is just effectively the outfall. What's coming out here be very, very little. You know, it's only a little 3-bedroom house, so there won't be a lot going through there. Most of it will be breaking down in the fosse itself, which is like a big 2-chamber plastic container. You have the stuff in the house goes first into the first chamber, and then overflows into the second chamber, and so like microorganisms and stuff, and it should break it down. Sort of typical fosse septic. I do think it's a shame though to dig trenches down fields like this. I'm a bit kind of, I just, you know, it's like Timotei, you know, like Timotei adverts, you know, you sort of like, you can run through the fields and wash your hair and shake the water out. I wouldn't be because I've got very little hair. I cut it all off, even my beard. It's all wet out there, you know, it's all wet. So I'm going to carry on doing, once I drink my coffee, getting this stitch in. Because the digger's been picked up tomorrow. Then when I get back, I'm going to make some more videos. I made a few. A boat. A moat. Yes, let's have a moat. It's dig a moat. Do you know what? That's not a bad idea. I thought about putting a moat around my property, but I'm on the hill. On the side of a valley. I think it would be very difficult to fill it up with water. A poo-poo, skip to the poo. Is the weather in France generally rain? No, it is on the side of warm, and we have quite a longish season. The summers can be crazy hot. Winters could be cold, but you know, we have been pretty lucky the last few years regarding that. But that's global warming for you, I suppose. It's usually the weather's quite pretty good. But we are getting towards the wetter season, which is towards June. We do tend to have a lot more rain, sort of May, June time. We get a fair bit of rain, and then it gets really, really hot. Generally, always, but generally. I love a good moat. It would be fun to have a moat. A drawbridge. And a gangplank for the MAGA. All the Brexiters. You know, I like 10. I don't really want to change, to be honest. I'll have a look into it though. Yeah, it looks quite interesting. Cheers, Your Highness. Your Highness. Reminds me of Farage when he got caught out. This is for who, Highness? As in who Highness. I think he goes about up the Ra or something. Oh my God. Very foolish man. He clearly doesn't know much about anything, does he, really? He's just a gob on the stick. So you also update Windows using either Rufus and Windows 11 ISO, as well as bung Windows on USB, then open... Yeah, I've got the testing software on my computer, and it just keeps coming up as a failure, which is really annoying. But I'll have to look at that though, thank you. Sunny Buffalo. Come from California. Neme and Woodstock, Rochester. It's funny, it's like, for instance, a lot of the places in the United States are named after places in the UK, like New Norfolk or New place, New this, New that. I believe that, thank you. My partner said he believes that the grey button is for the hydraulic controls. Okay. So, doing what though? I can hear something happening. Is it for more power to the hydraulics, maybe? I didn't have that on mine, I'm sure I didn't. Mine was older than this though. That would have been back in when I bought mine. 2008 I bought mine, my digger. Not 2008, no, 2006, sorry. We moved over in 2009. I had it longer than that one. Then they had the other digger as well. Diana, we're from Thailand. Yeah, it's warm. It's not cold today. It's quite warm. It was cold a minute ago, actually. It's warm now. Oh, I see. Oh, like for instance, if you had a jackhammer on there or something like that. Oh, just JBT. So that makes sense. So that'd be, oh yes, it's piped. Yeah, it's piped. So that'd be those extra pipes. So you can then rig bits up in the end. That makes sense now. So mine probably did have that, but not there. Blimey. Oh, I see, QA library. So you can write the codes in minutes, but it's going to get better, isn't it? Though, but obviously you've got to fix them because there'll be a lot of bad code in it, I imagine, or excessive code, or untidy code, and then you've got to clean it all up. Stuff that's unnecessary. It's 4 times longer fixing it and testing it and making it work. Fair point, fair point. Do you know the difference between a giraffe and a JCB? A giraffe and a JCB. Well, I know a giraffe has got I've got seven vertebrae. I've got the same amount of vertebrae as a human being in the neck. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, Limousin. Yeah, it's a beef. It's very much Limousin beef. Very much a beef county. And it's all grazed. You know, all the cows have been. You've seen them in some of the videos. You know, the cows they're clearly grazed. You know, and instead of just being living in sheds. They do live in sheds over the winter, mind you know, and then they get fed a lot of other grain and other stuff. And then silage as well, which I'm not keen on because it doesn't do their stomachs any good. How much is it? It's about €200 for the weekend, so it's not too bad. Yeah, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's just a jobby. Ginger's saying we had so much rain last few days that my backyard is flooded. Oh my God, that's a lot of rain. You have a pond. I still can't get over how much your tree's grown. It's gone nuts. Obviously the roots have got a good old hole now, haven't they? And they're really doing its thing. It seems quite happy where it is. Cool. I'm going to do a bit more. I'm going to have to say love you and leave, and my battery's getting low now, so I'm going to say toodaloo. So toodaloo. Thanks for joining us and watching me do stupid things on a digger.